Does it seem like your game is lagging behind others? Is input delay causing you to miss builds? Then you might want to check your ping levels because a high ping can and will destroy your game. High ping is the biggest enemy for any Fortnite player or any competitive player in general. Even if you maxed out your skills, getting cursed with a high ping can result in input delay, constant deaths, and in the worst cases, lag. So today we're going to make it easier for you to play your favorite games so you're focused less on your ping and more on getting that victory royale. During this video, we will teach you the best ways to get that ping down to 0. So the most straightforward method of lowering your ping is to get a more direct connection to your router. Everything is better when you're connected directly. Keyboards, gaming mice, and controllers all follow the same rules, and internet is no different. So what you want is to get yourself an Ethernet cable and connecting that directly from your PC or console into your router. This will heavily decrease your ping since the connection is no longer traveling through the air. Seems simple enough, right? Well, this is where some difficulties begin to crop up. Not everyone has control where they put their PC or even their router. If you're living with others, then your room might be next to the router or at the other end of the house or even on the second floor. Sometimes Wi-Fi is all you really have to work with. One impractical solution would be to get a giant cable and run it all the way to your room, but let's face it, unless you want people tripping over the cables or having time to staple the cable throughout your house, this is probably an unrealistic solution. Click on the link below and visit ProGuides.com for some expert level coaching. Go from noob to pro as you learn how to make 200 IQ plays, boost your elimination count, and work your way up the arena ladder with new strategies. Before we start learning how to improve our wired connections, let's try to improve our wireless connection a bit. This will be the most common setup for players without control of the arrangement of all the devices in their home. One thing you should make a habit of doing is turning off background applications. If any of them are using Wi-Fi, then it can not only slow down the connection but cause lag as well. This also applies when multiple devices are using Wi-Fi at the same time. With stronger connections, you won't see that much of a difference, but with some of the more weaker connections, you might notice the effects a bit more. These two functions in particular are important to keep track of. Downloading large files and streaming services running at the same time as your game will eat up your connection. Try turning these off. If that still doesn't work, there are two more options you can try to improve your ping. Open up Fortnite and try changing your region from auto to the correct region. Normally, Fortnite will automatically connect you to your own region, but it's best if you manually do it yourself. Now you'll have the assurance that every time you matchmake, you'll be doing this in the correct region without any mishaps going on in the background. Finally, our last tip for improving your Wi-Fi connection: remove your malware. Yes, antivirus is often joked about as the cause of malware, but that doesn't mean it isn't an actual problem. If you're playing on PC, then odds are that at some point you're going to get some malware attached to your computer whether you like it or not. So you'll need to clear it out to make sure nothing is slowing down your PC. Doing this in general is going to help out with other forms of spyware, so make sure to keep your computer clean with a good scan every now and then. Try Bitdefender or Malwarebytes. Windows Defender is also a valid choice, though you should always check as the lists get updated. Once you've scrubbed your computer of any offending programs, then it might help speed things up. Now, let's get down to improving your wired connection. We have quite a few options for you to try out, so if one tip doesn't work, then perhaps the next will. Let's start with cable choice. You need to understand one thing when choosing your cable. When you go shopping for a LAN cable for your PC, it might seem as simple as picking one and plugging it in. However, some cables are faster than others, and if you choose the wrong cable, you might not be able to take advantage of your router's full capabilities. So what cables should you be using? There are plenty of different cables to choose from when trying to get a direct connection to your router. Online sites might give you some recommendations when you go shopping, but don't be fooled. Use these cables instead. Cat5 and Cat6 cables are the most commonly used, and while the numbers might be bigger for cables such as Cat7 and Cat8, you won't need to shell out more money for something that is either overkill or unnecessary. A power line adapter is also a valid choice, but just like the cable, there are some things you need to understand. The basic function of a power line adapter is to turn any electric outlet into one that can give you a more direct connection to your internet. If your router is far away and you can't get close to it, then consider this option. It is the closest you will get to wired connection. Most power line adapters come in sets. You'll have one that you need to connect near your PC, and the other one will be connected to the router. Once this is set up, you'll be able to use this as a gateway without having to move the router itself. Then it's It's just a matter of having everything connected, and in simple terms, your internet will travel through your electricity to reach the other end. However, there is one catch. Is your home newer or older? Some older buildings have a bit more outdated power cables, which may work great for your day-to-day functions. However, when it comes to using power line adapters, it just doesn't mesh well. We suggest experimenting with a few different power line adapters before shelving the idea. We also recommend choosing adapters that will allow you to return them just in case something goes wrong and it just doesn't work. Now for the question of the day. You ready for this? Let's go. How have you solved problems with ping before? Did you try anything different? Leave your answers in the comment section below. There is one trick you can do to make your network connection a bit smoother. Go into your device manager and open up your network adapters. Find the one you use and view properties. Go to power management and turn off settings such as allow the computer to turn off this device to save power. Now, hop onto the advanced tab and do the same with all the power saving settings, such as energy efficient Ethernet, wake on link settings, wake on magic packet, and wake on pattern match. With any luck, this will help you inch your way towards a better network connection. Try it out and see if it works for you, but if it doesn't, there's plenty of other tips to look at. So this next bit will require a bit of technical work, but if you follow along, you should be able to get the gist of it. You're gonna wanna type in View Ethernet Connection and follow the options into the control panel. Keep in mind, this is for your wired connection. Click on Ethernet and go to Properties. Turn on the IPv4 option and then save that before moving to the IPv4 properties. There are two recommended DNS servers, which would be Google and Cloudflare. For Cloudflare, go to the preferred DNS servers and type in 1111, then in the bottom, type 1001. Your other option is Google's DNS server, and the codes for this are 8888 on top, and on the bottom, you're going to want 8844. If this works for you, then you'll see a decrease in ping. So go try out a few games and see by how much it has affected your matches. You can also do this on consoles such as the Xbox Series X or the PlayStation 5. It's a similar setup for these, and the codes are still the same. Just make sure to go into your network settings under Advances and change the DNS settings to manual. Now, if you want something you can do in-game to at least make a small difference with how you perceive input delay, try this. It may not be much, but using one of the pay-to-win pickaxes can help you feel like there is less delay. Or at the very least, it will make you feel this way about harvesting. These items range from the driver to Catwoman's grappling claw. It feels nicer, and that will have a placebo effect on your brain. However, if you made it this far in the video and the ping is just too unbearable, then perhaps it's time to consider getting an updated internet plan or checking to see if your home is getting the right internet speed. You can run a speed test online for free and see your ping, download speeds, upload speeds, and more. Your other option would be to try learning some high ping strategies, but that's a topic for another day. Before we wrap things up, don't forget to check out ProGuides.com for some expert level coaching. That wraps things up for today. Leave a like and ring that bell if you enjoyed the video, and be sure to check out the rest of our content. Remember, if you have connection problems, then you're not alone. Plenty of people have the same issues, but that doesn't mean you have to let it knock you down. Once again, this is Galvanize, and we'll see you on our next video.